Hello. I'm not sure if you guys can hear me or see me. Zoom keeps switching things up on us. So I'm giving this a shot. We'll see if you guys can hear me. And I'm going to, I think it's live. Yes. Okay. We love technology, don't we? Okay. So I'm going to jump in first and talk about the Schumann. And then we'll get into a little Q&A. A couple of you have already emailed me some questions that I will be addressing. And then I will get into an announcement about a virtual retreat that some of you have requested. And I think it's a great idea for our community. Oh, thank you very much for telling me you can see and hear me. Hi, welcome you guys. All right. So before I jump into the Schumann, let's do this. Okay, welcome from Indiana. We have Germany, welcome. Campbell, California, Costa Rica, and Enkoping, Sweden. I hope I said that right. Enkoping. And how cool is it? We have Marrakesh, Morocco. Is anybody feeling a little Marrakesh Express today with our love train? How cool is that? So welcome to all of our new subscribers. Welcome to our OGs. The love train is growing. As you can see over here behind me, ooh, we had a timeline shift. Yes, this was last night. And I'll tell you, for those of you who've been feeling like the fatigue or kind of like we're in the washing machine, a lot of confusion, that was definitely me on the weekend. And then slowly, and I sensed something coming in. And I'll tell you, this timeline jump landed me fully present. So this for me, I felt like, oh my gosh, my body caught up with where my consciousness has been like tearing a new path ahead. Now, for everybody, this will be different. So timeline shifts can create all kinds of fun things like, where are my keys? I know I left them here. Or wait, didn't we just have this conversation? So those are absolutely normal when we do these kind of shifts. And you can see that we went from integration right into this timeline shift. So I'm still anticipating a strong light event. These timeline shifts, again, we acclimate to them differently. So just be patient with yourself. Yeah, that's all we can do. But let me know in the comments how it's been affecting you, if you felt a difference. This happened in the middle of the night last night. So I pulled this graph just a little over 20 minutes ago. So, all right. So now I'm seeing you guys here. Yay. All right. I like it when the technology works. Zoom keeps changing every week. So I have to keep going back to the wheel. All right. Next, I'm going to quickly share I'm going to do this while we're live, so I don't have to stop and start. Let's go to the chakra chart. Here we go. And there you can see also, it's a little tougher to see on this one because it's a black chart, but in here is the timeline shift. You can see there was some root purging, lots of persistent purging going on right now. And I'll tell you, I see someone said they had a crazy dreams, lots of wild dreams. So a lot of our guides are working on us while we're sleeping, because that way the noodle doesn't get involved. Say, why is this happening? Physically, this can have just so many different, again, it depends on what are you still holding on to? What do you need to clear? So that's kind of how it goes. I'm still feeling really weird shifts in appetite too, craving like bizarre foods. But then again, when you follow that intuitively and eat whatever you're guided to eat, let me tell you, it really does feel good in the body. And every single person's body is different. I could get in here and say, eat this, eat that. It's not, my truth is not your truth. You just tune in and say, what am I guided to? Now, so I want to jump in now, because now that I can see, oh goodness, welcome, Surrey, British Columbia. I love it. Welcome, you guys. Okay, let me Squirrel. Let me just shift this background, and I am recording this, so this will stay up. So don't worry if you missed a part, it will stay up, especially because I know people will want to know the Schumann update. So let's just put this cute little background up and talk about the retreat. So a couple of things that I'm seeing in the community. One is that a couple of you really want to connect with each other. So this is so great that in the comments below, please share where you're at, and then also share and say, hey, I'd love to connect with more people in my area. But just so you know, if there's no one in your area, some of you guys are in some really amazing exotic locations. Remember, all connection is energetic. Now, if we could get together and hug each other in person, 1000%, it's a big yes. But keep in mind that be open to connecting with others. There are so many of you that have cool starseed connections, cool just gifts. So many gifts are coming online right now. And those are going to continue to come online. So we're really being called upon to trust our intuition, trust, telepathy. This person you thought of all of a sudden called. This is how we operate in the 5D. So it's no longer like a dream. Like, my guides use the expression, step into witnessing magic and miracles as normal. So step into it as normal instead of saying, oh, this is so far away, I can't have it. We want to step into it and make it feel normal. Okay, cool. I see. Yeah, I see. Oh, I love it. Craving salty food. And ate fresh fruits. Oh, water. Thank you for bringing that up. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. Water, water, water. We cannot hydrate enough. Our body's like almost 85% water. This helps integrate. It helps with everything. And my water intake has like tripled in the last 3 months. And so it's really, really important. Also, if you're feeling a lot of fatigue from these ascension symptoms, do room temperature to warm water. The less the temperature variance is of the water you're drinking from your body temperature, the less work your body has to do. And for those of you who've had particularly the stomach, we've had a lot of solar plex purging going on. So if your stomach feels like it's like nauseous, or try sipping like hot tea, like tea without tea water, tea temperature water without the tea. So go for like just sipping a hot water, and that really does help to regulate it. I see a lot of comments also about bad sleep patterns. Yeah. Right now, we got to just just throw out worrying about a particular sleep pattern, because it's going to be all over the board. Sometimes we're getting an energy in the middle of the night. Last night we had a timeline shift. I did wake up right around this time when it happened, kind of felt disoriented, but I was still tired. So I went back to sleep. And it wasn't until after like I had a coffee this morning that I thought, oh, let me go see what the report looks like. And boom, there it was. And I was like, interesting. It was exactly when I woke up. So right now, it's very common for our sleep to be kind of all over the board. As these energies get acclimated, you will then, and remember, we're going to start sleeping intuitively too. So follow your body, follow what your body tells you, start practicing feeling first. Okay. Okay, someone asked, okay, I have all the markings of a starseed, but now I love that question. Okay, so here's how. When I didn't go seeking initially and saying, okay, I wonder what starseed I am. And because many of us have been many things, and remember, we're multidimensional. So we've had numerous experiences. And I will find a couple of resources for you guys to read through. Often what you can do is look at different starseed types and you read a description and it comes out. Now, the way one of my starseed pieces that came to me was I was doing a group meditation, and it was so funny because everybody in the group was like, oh, I'm seeing this. And I'm like, okay, here I am, like, okay, I'm off in the cosmos here. Nothing, crickets. And then out of nowhere, one word came into my head, Andromeda. Boop, that was it. It was one word. So I was asking the person guiding it, and I said, I heard one word, Andromeda. She's like, you're Andromeda. And then when I went and looked, Oh, it made so much sense. Just that feeling you don't belong in the body here. And so I will post in the description once I do the video of this, a couple of resources where you can go peek and literally just follow your guidance. Now, don't force it, because remember, your ability to accept it and even identify it depends on exactly where you're at in your consciousness. And if I wasn't ready to hear that word at the time, I wouldn't have heard it, is the truth. Then there are also soul histories and soul connections that we have. And this subject I absolutely love, because when you are able to reconnect with your own soul history and soul characteristics, there's all kinds of fun things that go along with it. Like what kind of like tied to your mission right now, very important. I know the guides, they're like, don't give them too many missions. Right now, our only mission is self-realization. Period. Our only mission is stay in our power, be present, have fun, create and play, and do not watch the unraveling. They're saying don't watch it burn. So, but when you do your soul, when you do some soul history, you are able to connect, and it's just a natural connection. Again, like when you read something, a book I can recommend is called Soul Mastery by Susan Taylor Shear. She's amazing. And maybe I'll have Susan on here one day, because she can have short conversations and quickly tell you, kind of what your soul history is. So that is fun. And again, we can look for resources, but we're really being called upon to feel. When you feel and you're inspired to go get the information, then is when you're going to follow up with it. So I hope that helps. Can purging cause? So listen, our body temperatures absolutely are fluctuating. Yes, it absolutely can. We're integrating a lot of high frequency energy. So high frequency energy, think of it like basically we're plugging ourselves into an electric socket. So yes, it can absolutely raise your body temperature. Again, all ascension symptoms, or what I like to call sensations, are temporary, and it's all part of the integration. I see so many people that are saying, oh, I had this and I went to the doctor and nothing, they couldn't find anything. They tested my blood and they couldn't find anything. I thought I had allergies and they couldn't find anything. So here's why. Our bodies are ascending, our cells are turning over. We have no idea what our blood's going to look like. We don't know what our bone structure is going to look like. Like quite literally, it's all turning over as part of the ascension. So here's the thing, you've got to follow your intuition here. Somebody did ask a question like, how do I know I'm not having a heart attack? So here's, and number one, I'm not here to give anybody any medical advice, but here's what I will tell you. We have the full ability to consciously create our experience. I decided 20 years ago, my body doesn't get sick. I was like, that is it, it's done. It hasn't got sick. It doesn't, it won't, because it's my belief system. So you have to choose based on your current belief system. If you believe that at a certain age, your eyesight goes, congratulations, go to the eye doctor and get your glasses. Or you can say, no, that's not going to happen to me, because I'm a conscious creator and my eyes are perfect. My eyes are great. My eyes always serve me. So that's just an example. But again, you've got to follow where you have to go with what your current belief system is, and then use guidance from there. But if you are going back and forth and looking for a medical reason, and it's really just ascension symptoms, you can just like really feel into that. Say, my wellness is assured. My wellness is assured in the 5D, because it is. There were so many things that were created out of fear and lack and limitation in the third dimension. And those were the things we were experiencing. And this is our time to now, instead of witnessing that and trying to recall that and plug into those histories, we're now, okay, what outcome do you want to create? So, I mean, this is why I started this community. I want us all to be like on the fun train and creating more wellness, creating more love, creating more harmony, co-creating. Like this is meant to be fun. This journey is meant to be fun. So very, very important. Let's see. Let me see if I'm missing any other questions here. Okay, I think we're caught up there so far. So I do want to talk more about this keeps coming up. What do I do with the sleepwalkers? And I say that with love. Many of us are immersed in situations, family, spouse, friends, whatever it may be, where, okay, I'm awakened or I'm in the process of awakening. They're not cooperating, right? So yesterday I posted a video about this where our spirit guides are asking us to see them as a soul, see them as a soul. It's the easiest, quickest path to forgiveness, to having compassion for them and all. And that's why they gave me that visual of it's a baby, have compassion for a baby. They have not incorporated their higher self into their human. So you can ask yourself, okay, right now I'm having a human moment. It's okay. Don't get mad at yourself and don't judge yourself because that's another negative energy you don't want to recreate. But when we say this person's doing that to me or they're not cooperating, they're making me feel this way. We're done with that. What outcome do you want to create? So if you're in a situation where there's no harmony, and I get it, you might have a relationship that's ending. That's okay. Do not in this July energy, sorry, they're saying, don't jump ahead and say, I am going to disconnect from this person because they're not spiritually awakened, because our souls don't do that. Our souls don't give up on us. So we can't give up on other souls. But with that said, we do need to go inward at this time and say, okay, I'm having my experience right now. It's not my job to entangle with them. What I do by holding my space in love and pure light is that I give them something to aspire to. And I promise you, they're ascending also in their own divine, perfect timing. But when you entangle and continue to observe their behavior, you're recreating that energy again. And I get it, it's unconscious, but now we have to be conscious creators. This is our role here. So when you observe, you can just observe and bring in love and light. And if it is too much for you to handle, if you feel like you're entangling, when we entangle, we suffer. Quite simply. When we entangle in somebody else's energy, we suffer. And none of it is happening to you. It's all happening for you. And you can just say, okay, why am I being triggered here? Sometimes it's just an old pattern, especially around family. What do we all do? We turn 5 years old again, have the same battle over and over and over. Why don't my parents love me? Why don't they respect me? What are they? Because they possibly and quite probably are still sleepwalking. It's all good. And I'll tell you where I got this amazing piece of information when I was doing some healing work in the quantum field is one of my parts had this aha moment, because it's interesting, by the way, parents, grandparents, any souls that have already transitioned, they're all being brought in to help heal also. So if somebody wounded you, right? Wounded you, well, I say that like this because it's really a perception, because it all happened when we were unconscious. But if someone wounded you and that part of you is being healed, they're called in to witness it also. It's all parts have to learn the experience. And one of the coolest pieces that I got out of one of my quantum healings was that one of my inner child parts said, oh, I get it. They were wounded children too. And can I tell you, that gave me the biggest sense of release and freedom when you just look at anybody who ever hurt you as they were a wounded child too. That was literally all they were capable of at that time. Now, fast forward or awakening, where we have access to higher levels of consciousness. Now we literally, all we have to say is, what do we want to create? So if you're having I know one of you was having a difficult situation with a roommate. Okay. So someone was, I think you said they were, okay, especially killing bees. So Remember that Earth and every life form on it is ascending. Our animals, our trees, our oceans, everything is ascending. So the question we ask is, what do I want to create? So if someone is saying we've got to, kill animals that are causing a disease, for example, our focus cannot be on that, because now we're contributing to that consciousness again. I get it. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. We're like, no, we need to stop them. We need to recreate the reality we choose to experience. So you bring in love and light. They are ascending too. All creatures are ascending also. And just shift your mindset to, what do I want to create? I want to create harmony with all humans and all people. For me, it's easy. It's a fully awakened planet. And that means that all of our lovely beasts, all of our people, everything, the plants, everything, our trees already are giving off more oxygen than ever before. So trust me when I tell you, Gaia has her stuff covered. Gaia is ascending, and it's not our job to judge those who don't see it yet. Okay, so that is a really, really critical piece of the puzzle. So let's talk about the retreat. So I'm going to hold the retreat on Thursday, July 18th. It's going to be 2 hours long. This is a paid experience for those of you who want that. Only do it if you feel compelled to do it. I'm not going to stop giving my reports. I'm not going to stop sharing the love here. But this is more for those of you who want to do a deeper dive. And it will be in a group setting, but it will be a private recording that everybody who attends the retreat will get. You'll get the recording afterwards, because oftentimes I like to let the energy flow in these events so that you're not caught up. Okay, I've got to write that down and then go, oh my gosh, she's going too fast. I got to go back. So it's going to go with the flow. And there's so many times that I find in these group settings where someone will ask a question that like 10 or 15 other people also wanted to ask, but didn't quite have the courage to come forward and ask it. And then the response triggers an awareness for the whole group. So when we get together in a small group like that and we really focus our energy, just like you guys found this channel energetically, when there's that focused group energy, magic happens. Magic happens because all of our collective consciousness is now focused in that. It creates an energetic capsule. And from there, any things that are floating where there's a curiosity will start to come forward, and then we are able to co-create together as a group. So I don't see any new questions, but also I'll leave links in here for anybody that wants to register for the retreat. Or you can go to my website. There'll be a link in there also. And again, only do it if you feel it's appropriate for where you're at in your practice right now. And like I said, nothing else is going to change on the channel. I'm offering this because several of you have reached out and said, can we please do a virtual retreat? Of course, the answer is yes. And I would love to get to know you guys more too, and see how else I can support your journey. And you guys are supporting my journey too, because I can't tell you, every time I see the love and the advice you guys are sharing with each other, man, box checked, fulfillment checked. Also one other thing moving forward, I see a lot of your creators. We have some musicians. Somebody sent me some beautiful music. We've got painters in here. We have people who like to sketch there. So please share with me what your artistic or creative endeavors are, because I want to create a way in our community section where we can start to share that. And it may be that you'll have to email me if you have any creations, and then I can go ahead and post them in the community and we can cross connect. I know that there's a ton of talent. There are gifts coming on board too, that it's going to be so exciting. And I want this to be a fun community where we get to create. So my website is thepositivityinfluencer.com. And it's also in the channel description. So very easy to find me. And if you have a problem, just hit me up and I'll send you a direct link. So Thank you guys for being here. Again, this is recorded, so I will be posting this. It'll be there for a replay, and I look forward to seeing those of you who are inspired to do it next week. I love you all, and I have a feeling you're going to see me tomorrow. Take care.